Today, Dundalk TV is with Bruce Ebert, and Bruce Ebert has a very compelling story to share with our Dundalk TV viewers. So Bruce, please share with our Dundalk TV viewers the horrible experience you have gone through in the last couple years with the Baltimore County public library system, and also the Baltimore County Police Department, the judges, and you got no respect, from what I understand, from our county executive or anybody working for his office. So please tell us what happened.
So this goes out to the citizens of Dundalk, but a larger crowd. Citizens everywhere that have to understand what control of information is, the First Amendment. So I'm retired, and so I spent a lot of time at the public library, North Point Library, and they had lots of great programs, music instruction, art instruction, great programs. And then they went woke. They went crazy. First it was anti-racism book club. Then it was, the worst one was, they had on the schedule a month before, anti-racism symposium for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. A month before, I saw that on the schedule, and the staff members knew me, and I went to the superintendent or the manager of the library. What is this nonsense? What are you doing? These are children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They're innocent. They shouldn't be put through that kind of nonsense. You're teaching them to feel guilty about who they are. It's ridiculous. And if they're 18 or older, or it's an institute of higher learning, doesn't mean I agree with it, but that's indoctrination. That's child abuse. And they didn't want to hear it. So a month later, I showed up. I believe that was August the 14th of 2021. And they had the county executive at the time, Johnny Olszewski. They had loosened the mandates on the mask, and then the day before, he put there. I showed up to the library. I said, let's have a debate. Let's be civil. Let's talk about it. What is racism? What is bias? What is partisan? But we'll talk about it and be civil. And when I got there, I took the mask off. They called the police on me. The police came and were very aggressive. Wouldn't listen. I said, I want to talk to a supervisor. Supervisor came. So anyway, when they said it went viral, I kind of lost my cool a little bit. I was angry. I said, you can't do that. It's freedom of speech. I can say this. That's indoctrination. And this might be a little bit of a stretch, but I must say this. Adolf Hitler did the same thing with the Hitler Youth camps. Indoctrinate the children as soon as possible. I read a lot of military history and political history. So they decided, they called the police. And I said, look, I didn't threaten anybody. I didn't do any damage, do any property. As a matter of fact, on the way out, somebody grabbed me by my belt loops, bigger than me, and the collar, and tried to usher me out. I said, get the hell off of me. So I told the police officer, what's the story? I said, go in and look at the tape. Go and talk to the clerks. Go and talk to some of the patrons at the library. I didn't harm anybody. I didn't threaten them with violence or bodily harm, or didn't do any destruction of property. So I said, what's going on? Go in there and look. He comes out about 10 minutes later and says, you're banned from the library. I said, what do you mean banned from the library? I wanted in writing. They came out with a 3-page document in print that says they said I was banned from all Baltimore County libraries, and they said I was a threat to the staff members and patrons of the library, which isn't true. So eventually it went to court. I had a private attorney and represented me in court at Towson Courthouse. And it was adjudicated. And the judge was going to give me 60 days for 2 infractions, but suspended 60 days on both issues. And I told them, and both my attorney and I said, the worst thing a person can do is someone to lose their freedom, to be incarcerated, to lose their freedom, particularly if the number of the most of the testimony from the people in the library and the police, I don't know. I can't recall. I'm not sure. If it's not definitive information, then I shouldn't lose my freedom, and ask the judge for mercy. So, 60 days on 2 infractions. The judge suspended 60 days. So I decided to appeal and went to a public defender. And the appeal was in process. And I believe it was December the 4th, I get a letter from her that said the appeal, the brief, she was following the brief on my court case to reverse the verdict, vacate an appeal. And within days, the Baltimore County Police decided to come after me and arrest me for trespassing when it had already been adjudicated. So to be honest with you, I provoked them a little. Everybody told me that was wrong. So I stood on the other side of the building where there's a sidewalk, this public space. And actually I called 311, not an emergency number. I said, I'm behind the building. This is public space. This is a sidewalk. That's not property of the library. Come and get. I provoked them. I put the bait out there, and they took it. So they arrested me again on a warrant from 13 months ago for trespassing again. So I made some phone calls. I talked to internal affairs. Sergeant Snyder was excellent. And I talked to a court clerk. And on Wednesday, was it February the 3rd? I went to court out in Balso Drive. The public defender hadn't even talked to me. I had no information. There should have been some pre-trial hearings and disposition, investigate the way the police and the library had handled it. So, when I went there, and I even complained, I haven't had a chance to talk to my public defender, and I'm supposed to go to court, meet with her in an hour. That's not fair. So when I showed up at court, 1 o'clock, the public defender comes strolling in 45 minutes later and said the case was dismissed. So yesterday, I got this letter. District Court of Maryland for Baltimore County, Kelso Drive. It's addressed to me, Bruce Ebert. This State of Maryland versus Bruce Ebert. Description: trespass, public agency during hours. No say, passerella. Forgive my language, if that's Latin. Notice of judgment of acquittal, hold prosecutor not guilty, or dismissal. Unbelievable. But here's the point. When they banned me from the library for 1 year, from August the 24th to August the 14th to 21, to August the 14th to 22, I walked in the library exactly 366 days. 1 day passed being banned from the library for a year. And they still arrested me. I'm in the library figuring, well, the ban is over. But they extended the ban for 2 more years, but didn't tell me. Anybody that's ever been through the justice system, whether civil or criminal, every decision that's made by a judge, administrative judge, or anybody in law enforcement, it has to be in print and signed, and the individual has to sign it. They didn't do that with me. All they had to do was to send me a certified arrest letter, but they didn't. But they extended the ban for 2 years. So they arrested me for trespass, which was actually an illegal arrest. I'm here to complain about it. So this is not just to the people of Dundalk. This is from the people of Baltimore. This is from the the people of the state and anybody or citizens that believe in the Bill of Rights. First Amendment. I'm allowed to speak what I have to say if I don't agree with the library does. And I've even called a number of representatives in the Maryland General Assembly that also they had some great programs. And I guess they had funding from the state, maybe from the federal government, maybe even from the county government. I say defund them. Take funds away from them. If they're going to play those racist hate games, that's not acceptable, especially with children.
Well, I would like to thank you for standing up for our children, and I really think that the parents that are subjecting their children to these type of events, maybe they should have some psychological evaluation, because the person that actually started the drag queen story hours was arrested, and he was trading pornography, child pornography, and I think that that's absolutely horrible. And for anybody that doesn't know, our county executive's cousin, who lives in Essex, was charged with possession of child pornography, and actually I believe that he was also distributing that child pornography. So we have some problems here, and our children need to be protected. Even if it's a person's own child, it's something called child abuse, and parents can be guilty of that. So thank you, Bruce. I really think that you were you suffered a great injustice by Baltimore County, and I actually hope that you take this to court and pursue a case against them for what they did to you.
I agree. One last thing, I appreciate your time. And according to the second page of the document, I'm eligible to sell for expungement, but the way it's worded, I guess I should talk to somebody that really is an attorney, that in order to get the expungement, that I can't bring any charges against law enforcement or library, which is ridiculous.
Well, I don't know that that's true. We'll get you hooked up with a lawyer, and then you can find out. So thank you very much for sharing that very, very difficult story with our viewers, because people need to know what's going on. I mean, this is abuse. This is abuse not only by the parents, this is abuse by our county government.
I'd say it was child abuse. Thank you.